when you come back. Also, that's the lost and found. There's lots of stuff that we find on the trail. Okay, so if there's anything that gets lost and another scout finds it, bring it up to the trailhead, put it in the box, and then as you come out Saturday night or Sunday, that's where you'll want to look for it.
So cell phones are okay?
Yeah, absolutely.
Call the people through their car.
Yeah. Cell phones are, I think, very important. Dave, I think you're going to be getting into a little bit the security issues later, so I won't talk about that. Verizon is very good. AT&T is fair. Sprint, forget about it. Is that right? Okay. Parking tags. Parking tags are very, very important. I think that about takes care of it, Dave. Yep.
You guys did a good job last year.
Thank you.
In stacking up the unit together, so then that way one unit was triple parked, and as long as the whole unit leads at the same time, you're good.
We do try very hard to do that, and there was only 2 cases last year where a unit needed to get out, and we had a car blocking them, and so we had to get a cell phone and try to figure out who was going to be in there. I will have access to a 8-wheeled amphibious vehicle called an Argo, seat 6, and it will be up at the trailhead, and that'll be used for emergency purposes. If any of the scouts, have trouble, or we need to get them out, get them.
APC?
Say again.
We got the APC?
I'm sorry.
Armored personnel carrier.
Yeah, it does look like one. So just so you know, there will be emergency access by vehicle to be able to get in and out. Any other questions? Yes, sir.
Walkie-talkies okay?
Between your unit, I'm sure.
Yeah, we want to discourage the iPods and the those types of things. But if you have communication points, and then obviously cell phones are important for this purpose.
Other questions? Yes, ma'am.
I'm sorry.
That's okay.
On our sleds, what mainly do they carry then? Just their foods and their waters and so on? Is
Now,
that pretty much?
our troop, on the sled might have, SPL, what do you think? What would we have on our sled?
We have containers both full of water. It's really heavy, but it's useful. We have a bunch of tents because carrying lock them in, the newbies can't carry them. And then if there's a newbie straggler, we'll take his pack and put it in the thing.
But not much else.
Okay.
Not much else. Most of the older boys have the tents on their packs. So there might be a few extra tents. Not a bunch of firewood. Not a bunch of big galvanized rings. We go in light.
Is most of the area, the tented area, did you say it was or was not tractored down or
I'll take care of that question in a little bit.
Yeah, we'll talk about that.
This is mostly about parking, not to say it's not an important question.
One other quick thing. A few more things. 5 o'clock Friday, 5 p.m. Friday is when the parking service starts. I don't want to see any units coming in prior to 5 p.m. Friday. Okay? I have had it in the past where boys will come up unescorted. Some of your older boys. Let's say a troop has made the decision to come in on Saturday morning. But the boys say, we're going to be up there Friday night, go in by ourselves. If I see boys showing up by themselves without a unit, without an SPL, without any adult leadership, I will turn them away. Okay? If you plan on coming up as a unit prior to 5 p.m., you won't have that shuttle service that I was talking about. And I know some of you're thinking, I don't need the shuttle service, I'm going to park, here in this close thing. But you won't have that little tag, and you're going to be one of the first cars in, so guess what? You're going to be blocked. Okay? I had another unit that parked, came in late, gosh, it was like 11 or close to midnight Friday, and they set up in parking lot number 1 without talking to us because they made the decision that they didn't want to walk in. It was so late, so we're going to just camp up top Friday night. and they parked and camped in the parking lot. They took up about 10 parking stalls, made a big fire, big bonfire. Okay, bad idea, because I'm trying to get cars in there early Monday morning. All right, I'm sorry, Saturday morning. Yes, sir.
I think we're planning on coming up early Friday. That way we don't get there late and be doing everything. So is there a number where our scoutmaster can coordinate with you to, so make sure he gets a ticket and all that? And
Early is when early?
like arrival maybe noon.
Wow.
We're in that boat also. We're leaving at noon. Probably wouldn't get there till 1:30, but I mean, we're talking hours before 5 o'clock.
Yeah.
We didn't want to set up at dark, in dark.
Yeah.
Yeah, us too. We're not concerned about the shuttle part per se, but the ticket and all that for safety purposes, we'd like to make sure we follow those.
Yeah. I think we might have to just set up a little earlier then. Sounds
Also,
like noon
we
is.
want to do whatever we're supposed to do. So that
Yeah.
maybe we're not causing a problem.
Yeah. Yeah.
Would it be okay, if, in the event that you're not there, I mean, you could, I don't want to, if you guys get there and they're not there, can they leave a tag on their windshield for sure?
Sure.
Like at least
You know
with
what?
the phone number, you just want to
The key information on the tag is your name and a cell phone number. So just have a nice piece of paper with a big black felt pen so I can read it through the windshield.
And when do you expect to leave?
Sunday, so yeah, the last shuttle.
That's another concern because I think we're departing Saturday.
Yeah, we'll be there Saturday.
But if we're arriving Friday early, then
And then you're coming out like 2 o'clock right after the event.
I think
Yeah.
you might find several LDS troops doing that because they'll be leaving Saturday, won't be there for Sunday, so we want to get there a little earlier Friday
Gotcha.
to participate in
Gotcha.
the whole adventure.
Yeah. Maybe in the announcement, that information we send out, Joseph, if you could just tell them units coming early need to put their name and cell number on the dash, because we don't want to hold them up, I think.
Is there any number that we should have in case anyone's calling and tell you anything? I know you don't want to give your cell phone number out to everybody, but.
that way at least you know how many you'll be.
You know, I think
want us to have.
if we can coordinate back to Joseph at the scout office, if there's any special logistics, let Joseph know. He's going to be up there. Joseph's going to have an inventory of all the units that are coming, and Todd's going to have that.
Yep. I'm
there.
checking it
So
off
he's-
as you arrive.
He's checking them off, and then Joseph's checking them off as they come in. So he can make a note if you get word to Joseph.
Yeah.
What you can do too is when Todd gets up there, and if he doesn't like how they're parked, per se, trying to get out Saturday, then he can run down and pick up one or two of them so they can shuffle cars.
Yep, that's happened before.
I'm sure.
Yeah. Sunday, the last shuttle is about 10 o'clock in the morning. Okay, if you're not out by 10, I'm gone and you're walking.
Yeah, there is
Any other
several-
questions?
I know of several other troops that are wanting to come early Friday.
Okay. All right, I'll make an attempt then to have the checkpoint set up a little earlier. I was planning on 3 o'clock in anticipation of arrival at 5, but I'll shoot for noon now. I think that'll help. Any other questions?
You know, I do want to say the parking lot crew, you know, this is a resource that is limited, right? Parking space up there, because we have to dig that out. That's all those parking lots have to be dug out. So this has got to go right. It doesn't go right if we don't have people out there the whole time. Todd, you know, loves being a scouter. He's got to spend the weekend in the parking lot rather than us in camp. So it's a great sacrifice for a great service, and he has a crew of people that are up there. So please thank him on the way in and out, and thank his crew, and we really appreciate the effort.
Not at all.
Thank you.
Thanks.
At this point, we're going to have Joseph run through just kind of run through the check-in process, the hike along the trail, the check-in process, registration, and then what resources are available for you at camp. And then town mayors, you're going to come up right after him and give a quick blurb on your town. So be ready for that.
All right, well, as introduced, I'm going to be talking about registration real quick here. This is the registration form. I'm going to pass these around here. Feel free to take them. You can fill out this form, get it into either the Fresno or the Visalia office with your check, credit card, payment cash, or you can also fill out that form online. That way you don't have to worry about getting the check in the mail or giving it to your assistant scoutmaster who said he was going to go by the office and didn't actually get it back to us. As Dave has said earlier, it's very important for us for planning purposes that we know who's coming. You know, because we've got Terry Harsey, who's going to be our cook this year again. You know, she did a great job last year with having food for everyone, but we can only do that if we know how many people are coming. So I just want to stress again, it's very important for us, for planning purposes, that we know how many people are coming. So we really need to enforce the February 4th registration date. You know, yes, you can register after that. Plans change if you decide, hey, yeah, let's go have fun at Klondike. You can still register after that. Just be warned, it's going to be $25 as opposed to $17. So, you know, we're just trying to encourage. It doesn't take much to get planned in advance. Last year, every single troop that came was already registered before February. Blew our minds. We're like, wow, that was awesome. So let's see if we can't continue that again. As far as the check-in process goes, it's very simple. You know, you just tell us in advance how many people you're going to be bringing. We're bringing 7 scouts, 2 adults. When you get up there, we ask that you have a roster of who all is there. That's going to be for your own purposes. You guys are going to be holding on to that. So when you get up there, you're going to go over to the parking lot. You're going to get all of the gear out of the cars. The cars are going to be parked. You guys are going to hit the road and come into camp. Now, I know a lot of people here had their hands up and said they have actually been to Camp Chawanakee. Everyone remembers the office at Camp Chawanakee, right? It's a giant metal box. The one with the only working heater in camp. I have unfortunately had the hard job of being sit in that office all Friday to check you guys in. It's a hard job, but I'm willing to make that sacrifice for you guys. So check-in is going to be real simple. You're going to come in, an adult leader and an SPL, just walk into the office, check in with me. I'll have the list of everyone who's signed up to come to Klondike. You're going to tell me, hey Joseph, we've got our 20 scouts and 4 adults, or Joseph, you know, there was a slight change of plans. We had 2 kids get sick at the last minute, so we've only got 18 scouts and 4 adults. You know, it's very important that we have the actual numbers of who all's there. You know, this is just logistically, remember, we're in the middle of the snow, in the middle of the woods, so we have to be aware of how many people we have and how many people are going to be leaving. So it's very important that you check in with us so that we know you're there. So that's going to be check-in. Now, what you're going to need to do with check-in is, just like any other camp out, you're going to have a tour permit. Everyone knows what a tour permit is, right? Who here hasn't filed a tour permit? Excellent. So you all know how to do that? All the adults, I should say? Okay, excellent. Now, the other thing is, with this one, you also is recommended that you all have your hazardous weather training. Anyone, does everyone know what that is here? Yeah? Anyone not take hazardous weather training? Okay. You can come see me after this. I'll talk you through doing it. You can do it online. Last year I told everyone that this was a new push. Mike Girardi wanted me to make sure that we covered it with you, and he was all proud because he figured out how to go online and take it himself. And by Jove, I love Mike. If he can do it, everyone can do it. He's a great guy.
Is it mandatory?
Yes, actually it is now for weather activities like this. And it's real simple. It's just about a 30-minute flash movie that you have to watch. So, as far as check-in goes, like I said, I'm going to be in that office Friday night and Saturday morning. I'm going to be there all night. That's where I'm sleeping. So if you guys come in at midnight, 1 a.m., don't be afraid. Knock on the door. Come on in. You know, I want to make sure you guys get checked in okay. So don't worry about Joseph not getting enough sleep. I'll be fine. All right? Any questions? Now, the reverse is going to be true for checkout. When guys are checking in, I'm going to be getting your checkout packets ready. The checkout packets are going to have basically an evaluation for you guys to fill out about Klondike, and it's going to have your patches. Now, on the evaluation real quick, you don't have to turn it in there. If you want to, great. If not, you can get it into our office. You'll even be able to fill out the evaluation online. And I want you guys to understand, when I say evaluation, I mean literally evaluation. If we rocked your socks off and you had the greatest time you've ever had, let us know. If you had a horrible time, we want to hear that too. We want to know why you had such a bad time. You know, if you don't like one aspect of it, tell us what you